Hey guys, good evening. Kristen here. I want to show you a little bit about what Doug and I are doing this evening on our walk. So, we're practicing a structured heel, and I wanted to talk about what I mean by structured heel, because you hear people throwing this word around all the time, structure this, structure that. But I realized that I haven't really clearly defined what I mean by structured walk or structured heel. So, when you're walking your dog, what I mean by structured heel or structured walk is your dog is in their own space bubble, not in yours, and they are slightly behind you, and they are not pulling, and they are in a calm state of mind. So it's two completely different things to have a dog who is simply not pulling versus a dog who is in a structured heel on a structured leash walk. Both are not pulling, but when the walk is structured, the dog is in a very calm, following state of mind. You can have a dog who is walking beside you or even out in front of you who is not pulling on the leash, but they can still be reactive and overexcited. It's a state of mind is what I'm looking for when I talk about the structured walk. So that's why I put so much importance on position and on if the dog is walking in their space or infringing on my space. So when I'm walking with Doug, I'll show you what I do. I like Doug to be about that far away from me. So he's got his space and I've got mine. He's not touching me. And he should be just slightly behind me. So if his nose, the tip of his nose becomes even with my leg, then that means he's starting to creep up and he's a little bit too far ahead. Typically when Doug gets a little bit worried, what he does is he wants to scoot over into my space and touch the side of my leg. When he does this, he actually gets more reactive when he's in my personal space, because now he has something to protect and defend. So that's why whenever he starts to creep over, I always move him back into his. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So the way Doug wants to walk, I'm going to just lead him over to show you. The way Doug wants to walk is like this. The way I want Doug to walk is like that. So you see the difference? He wants to do this. I want him to do that. It's more comfortable for him to kind of walk on top of me right now than it is for him to walk by himself. But he needs to learn to get comfortable with walking more independently by himself and in his own space. Because if I allow him into my space, that's, as I said before, the time that he will become reactive, because now he thinks that he's protecting the both of us. But he needs to realize that that's my job. He shouldn't have to worry about that. He should simply be following me, doing what I ask, and I carry the weight of everything, not him. So he doesn't need to worry about anything out here while we're walking, because I'm going to protect him. He doesn't have to protect me. So that's why I want him over there on his own. And the way I accomplish that is with our remote collar. So when Doug gets too close, like this, I'll hold the button of my e-collar continuous. I'll guide him out with the leash, create space. When he's over there where I want him, I let go of the button and I let go of the leash and we continue walking. So he's a little too close again, hold the button, guide him out. He comes back, hold the button, guide him out until he stays there. So Doug is always in his space. I'm always in mine. We're being respectful of one another. We're being polite with one another. And I'm using the remote collar at Doug's working level, which is about 11 or 12 outside with minimal distraction. It, of course, the level goes up as the distraction increases. So I'm doing this exercise to guide Doug over into his own space at his working level. Now, we've done a lot of practice with this So now all I'm doing is I'm tapping the e-collar, and he knows now that that means to move over and into his own spot rather than trying to walk with his body against my leg. So he's getting really good at this. But I just wanted to show you how I would begin to teach a dog who walks too close to you, because it's not good to have the dog in your space, obviously, because it encourages them to be reactive, but also it's kind of a tripping hazard, to be honest. One of my own personal dogs, she loves to do this, and I have to really enforce her walking in her own space as well, because she actually gets under my feet and will trip me if I don't make sure that she's over in her lane and not in my lane. So a couple reasons why I love this. Anyway, just a little tip on helping with any reactivity or tripping hazards. Have a great night, guys. Bye.